as well. Like, I don't know if that's like, is that just me? I don't know, I just didn't feel good this weekend. My anxiety was like acting up. And it's so crazy to me that I used to have like bleached eyebrows. Like, at the beginning of the year, my eyebrows were bleached, and now they're so full and luscious. Like, if you have bleached brows and you're over them, and you just don't know what you're gonna do to get them back to where you want them to be, I am proof that it's possible, because my shits were fucking bleached. Okay, I don't know when it comes to my ASMR videos, I'm so sorry. Like, we're not gonna do that sometimes, but like, not when it's not when it's unnecessary. But yeah, I just did not feel good this weekend. Like, I don't know, I felt so down, you know, like, I just, you know, like, I don't know, my anxiety was just acting up. I feel better this week though, but like, I feel dread because I have so much I need to do because I have a trip coming on Thursday. It is Monday and I am not prepared at all. Like, I mean, I'm kind of preparing. Like, I took my stuff to the dry cleaner, so I feel like I did my part in that aspect. Why? I cannot chew gum in a cute way. Like I look like I'm fucking eating. Like, this is not chewing gum. Like, bitch, I'm eating something. But yeah, I will say that I don't know. The only thing I did do is I took my stuff to the dry cleaners because I need to dry clean a bunch of my clothes, and I also need to get alterations in some of them because a lot of them have like little holes in them and snags and stuff, and sometimes the zipper's messed up and just like some need a button replacement. My clothes fall apart because they're vintage, so I really needed to do that. So I did that. So I guess we started the process, but I need to order some things from Amazon for me to have because I don't feel like going to Target and getting it. Like, I'd rather just order it from Amazon and just already have everything that I need because I'm extra and I cannot go on a little weekend trip without having a bunch of stuff in my luggage. I swear I do not recall hearing a plane this entire time. Not until I start filming, but maybe that's just because I live by an airport, so I'm really used to it. It's not a big deal whenever a plane flies over my house. There have been times where the plane is so loud, and I feel like it's so low that there is like my bird's playing. It's so loud. And it's like so low that I swear it's gonna hit my house or it's gonna like crash somewhere near me. Like, there have been times like that, and I've actually had dreams of that happening where the plane is like about to crash and it crashes somewhere near me. We're all off topic, but speaking of planes, you know those accounts that post like all these like different angles of like 9/11 happening. I was binging that this morning. 9/11 was really crazy. Like, when you really think about it, like, you know, I was like in the womb when 9/11 happened. Like, I was not born yet. I was like literally I was a fetus in my mom's stomach at that point. I wasn't born until like January after 9/11. And it's like crazy. Like, honestly, like 9/11 really is like so crazy. I mean, like, that's an obvious thing, but like, I don't know, like 9/11 is that thing that we all fell down the 9/11 rabbit hole at some point or another, but it's just that thing to me. It's like so crazy that really happened, and it happened. It's like not that long ago. Like, I mean, I guess it was like 20 years ago, but like, I don't know, like, it still feels like the effects of 9/11. I feel like TV show became like, I remember like, I didn't watch it at the time. Again, I was a child, but like I remember the episodes that came out. I watched them as a kid, but like Hillary Duff, Lizzie McGuire, like there was American flags and everything. Everything was so patriotic. Like it was interesting. And I was watching this Sex and City, like True Hollywood video, which is so good. I so recommend it. It's such a good watch if you're just like bored or you're doing something. You want to passively watch something. I would so recommend that. It's like an hour and a half. Like, it was so entertaining if you love Sex and the City. But they did talk about like 9/11, how that impacted the show, and what Andy Starr, the creator, said. Producer, creator, I don't know. What he said was he wanted it to be like, he didn't want to really talk about 9/11 like in depth on the show just because it was such a touchy topic. Like nobody wanted to talk about 9/11. If you have planes in your song, like everybody was so apprehensive, like everything was so sensitive at the time. I mean, rightfully so, like that's trauma shared by a nation. And what he said that he wanted was he wanted the presence of 9/11 to be obvious. Like obviously 9/11 did happen in Sex and the City, in that universe, because Sex and the City was filmed at the time that it was filmed. It was based, that was dumb. It was set in the time that it was filmed. Oops. Like some shows are set in different time periods. No, like Sex and the City was set in that time, and it was a reflection. I mean, it was almost like you were just watching a documentary. Watching Sex and the City feels like you're watching a time capsule of pop culture and what was happening culturally at the time. But he didn't want to directly talk about 9/11 just because it was just a very touchy subject. So there was like this looming presence of 9/11 in the background that they did in a subtle way. And that was very interesting to hear. I never really thought about how 9/11 would impact Sex and the City and like how that would be present in their universe. I never thought about that when I watched it. So it's very interesting. That was very interesting to hear. Okay, back on topic. We got really off track. Like, what? But just to talk about why I'm talking about 9/11, I just was watching those videos wherever it shows all the angles of like different footage. So it shows different angles of like the plane hitting the building, and then it shows different footage just in general of just people, like the people who were jumping out of the buildings. Like, oh my gosh, like that was crazy that was happening. I've already fallen on the 9/11 ramble years ago, I know, but just like it popped up on my feed and I started binging it and I was like, this was just crazy. This really happened. It really happened, and that is so crazy and sad. They also removed the Twin Towers from Sex and the City. Any scene that had the Twin Towers in it, that was filmed after, like, it happened, that was set to be released after, they digitally edited it out, including one scene of Samantha and Richard, where it was just super cute. They were on this rooftop, they were in this pool, the Twin Towers were in the back, and that was like kind of the centerpiece because like they're so New York, and it was just a sweet scene between the two of them. They digitally edited that out, or they like edited in a way where it wasn't as emphasized. Like, I think they even removed the Twin Towers from the opening credits of Sex and the City because of what happened, because it was just such a touchy subject and it was just very triggering for people to like, you know, see that, especially like for a show based in New York. So that's another little interesting tidbit. But yeah, it's like crazy. Like, why did that happen? I don't know. 9/11 was not good, I'll tell you that much. And then like last night I was watching all these like video essays about like 90s just stuff. So like one was about Chloe Sevigny, which, oh my gosh, I can finally pronounce her name. Like, I thought it was Sevigny the whole time. Chloe Sevigny, who was just, she was a cool girl. She was a cool it girl. Like she just did not, it girls do not care about being it girls, and Chloe Sevigny did not care about being an it girl. She wanted to make art, she wanted to be an actress, and that's all she really wanted to do. And, you know, of course, you know, it's okay to like the attention, but like, you know, she didn't care that much about it. She was just USA watched about PJ Harvey, and she was also very much a cool girl. Like, she didn't really want, she just wanted to make music. That's all she wanted to do. She didn't care about any of the other stuff that came with it, to the point where she would get frustrated over, like, even being asked about being a woman in rock music. She didn't want to be identified and tagged down under that label. She wanted to just be a musician. And she got very frustrated when people would bring up the fact that she's a woman in music, like, which I can understand that, because it's like, that had nothing to do with her music. She did not write about that. Like, obviously she's a woman, so she writes about her experiences as a woman in love. So I guess, like, but still, like, her being a woman had nothing to do with, like, her career. I mean, like, she wrote about what she wanted to write about, and she was just, that wasn't what she was, you know, interested in being known for. And then I watched one about Tori Amos, who I love. Tori Amos, like, oh my god, I love PJ Harvey a lot too, but like, Tori Amos, I think she's really one of my favorite artists of all time at this point. Like, I listen to her all the time. I listen to Tori Amos while I'm in the gym, okay? Like, I first discovered her when I first started my university that I transferred to. It was around that time, and I really got into her, and I hate to admit this, but like, it's just, I gotta be honest, like, it was because of the Bob Burgers episode. Like, I was obsessed with that scene, and I did not know who that was based on. I had ideas of who it was, but I didn't know it was Tori Amos. I think I forgot who people said that they thought it was based on, but I thought it was based on someone else, but he confirmed that it was Tori Amos, and I was like, I mean, I had always heard of Tori Amos, and I love that picture of PJ Harvey, Bjork, and Tori Amos together. It's so iconic. And I had, like, tried in the past to get into her music. I mean, actually, no, I never really tried to get into her music. I just didn't know where to start with it. And I think I might have tried to listen to her in the past, but one day it really clicked with me. Like, I think it started with Silent All These Years. And that song, I mean, really, emotionally, oh my god. Like, I connected to it on this deep level. Like, the last time I feel like I connected to an artist on this deep of a level was when I discovered Mitski in, like, 2018. And I was, like, a junior in high school. That was the last time that I felt like this deep, profound connection to an artist, I would say. Like, really. It was definitely Mitski. I almost would say that it was Lana, but that was like, no way, because I started listening to Lana when I was like in 2014 after Ultra Violence. Like, no. That was the first time I ever really felt a deep connection with an artist, but Tori Amos was like the most recent. And I listen to her while I'm in the gym, I listen to her while I'm in the car, whenever. Like, her songs are just so, I may not always relate to the subject matter of what she's singing about, but it's the emotion, the raw emotion that I feel, that feels like an outlet for me. Like, it's just an outlet, and it's just like this deep sense of comfort that I find within her music because of how emotionally vulnerable she is. What are we talking about? Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess I'm talking about my weekend, but so this counts because I did watch a video about her. I also watched a video about Courtney Love and like her story, which I really never knew the details on. I had like a phase of obsessing over Hole when I was in high school, as does everyone, most people, and she was definitely a character. I mean, she's still alive. She was something else. I don't really have much else to say about her. Like, I don't know. It's like part of me feels like empathy for her because, you know, she has a really problematic history. Like, she does. Like, she is really, like, she's had some really bad moments, like, on stage. Like, she's racist. Like, she's done some bad things, and she's done bad things, but I can't help but feel empathy for her because she had a very weird upbringing, and she's always been a troubled child, so it's like, inevitably, that's gonna cause someone to act that way. But it's also just like, okay, you're an adult, you gotta take responsibility for your own actions. But it's also just like, I have empathy for her. I'm an empath, you know, I'm an empath. But no, like, not to sound corny, but I really I'm not an empath, but it's like I really do have a lot of empathy where it's like I can see both sides of every situation. Like it's hard for me to really demonize one side of certain things depending on it. Of course, sometimes there's no side to have sympathy for, but it's like I can always like look at something very realistically. What was that? I can always look at something very realistically and form my own opinion, and sometimes I don't know what side I'm on. And I feel like that's a very rare trait in today's world. It's really rare because people like to, you know, I don't know. I just feel like there's like always a witch hunt on people nowadays. Like there's no empathy anymore. Sometimes I feel I'm gonna put some lip gloss on you. You know, because we're just like chatting, like we're at a party and we're chatting. Back are your lips. This is the Patrick Doll lip gloss in shade. Oh, I forgot. I think it's She's Wanted. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. I don't know that I'd recommend this, to be honest. Like, I love how the color of it, but it just flakes and pills as it's on your lips, and it will do that in like 2 hours. And I love everything about it except the wear. The wear is not great. Okay. But yes, back to whatever I'm talking about. I don't remember what was I talking about. Courtney Love. Okay, that's besides the point. I'm talking about my weekend. So what annoyed me yesterday, and this is very first world problems in today's and what's going on, but it's just like it annoys me. So like I donate plasma, right? And so the way it works is one day you get $40, the next day you get $90. At least that's what it is right now. So I was supposed to get $90 for donating plasma, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna get $90 because I'm going on a trip. And I was like, I can take this money on the trip with me, and this will cover so many expenses. So I go, and maybe I should have left a little earlier because I did leave with like barely enough time to get there, just enough time to get there and be like 10 minutes, like because there's a 10-minute grace period. So I go, I missed. Okay, so first of all, my maps are stupid. So it's telling me to go this way. That doesn't make sense. That is not the same way that you normally go. But I missed that exit. So then I was like, it's okay because I know the other exit to get to it where it's faster because this way would take too long anyway. So I go, I don't really know where I'm going yet. I'm not that used to going there to the point where it's like, I fully know how to get there. Like we're not at that level yet. And so I'm going and I'm like passing the exit and I'm seeing it. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, that's the exon that I'm supposed to exit by. And I realized that and I'm like, ah. So I let it reroute me, and then it ended up being 30 minutes away. While it was, first of all, I should have known, to be honest. Like, I'm stupid, but I should have known that something was off because it takes me about like 30 minutes to get there, like less than 30 minutes to get there. So I missed one exit while I'm like really like, if I had taken that exit, I would have been 10 minutes away. But now I missed one exit and now I'm 30 minutes away. The math is not mathing, but I'm stupid, so I'm like, so I follow it because I think that I'm like, okay, I think I know where it's taking me now. Like maybe there's a wreck or something. Keep following and I'm like, where am I going? I don't recognize this route. This route, I've never even been over here before. Like, I don't even know what this area this is. But I'm like, okay, maybe it's just taking me this roundabout way. Like, I end up, so first of all, I end up in this little area that is like 40 minutes from my house. It is 30 minutes from it's in the wrong plasma center. It's the wrong plasma center. Like, it is like my phone rerouted me to another plasma center instead of the one that I set it to. It did that, and I know it did because I know that I selected the right one. I know I did. There's a chance that I might not have, but I know that I did. I'm pretty sure that I did because it doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm just like really pissed off at this point because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm already late anyway. So I decided to just go in there anyway because I was like, maybe I could donate at this one anyway, even though like I have an appointment with a different plasma center, I would probably still barely be in the line and not even have gotten my vitals checked yet to see if I could even donate anyway. So I get in the line, so I leave the line, I get in my car, I go, I dart to the other plasma center. It's like over 20 minutes away from this one, and this is all still like 30 minutes away from my house. So I go to that one, and then I go in there, and it's so empty, like there's barely anyone there, and I'm like, oh, I made the right choice, like I came to the right center, there's like no one here, so we're good. So I get in the line, I'm just like, I'm going $90 after all. I get up there, I scan my finger, and she's like, I don't get my manager, so I go, and I'm like, okay, I wonder what the problem is. I knew what the problem was. So the manager said, did you try to go to another center? And I was like, I mean, I did check at another center, but I didn't think it would make a difference because I'm stupid. Like, of course it's gonna make a difference. Obviously it's gonna make a difference. So they told me that I can't donate at the center, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I go to my car and I just sit there for like a good 20 minutes staring because I'm just so annoyed, because I'm like, I drove 30 minutes out of the house when I didn't really have to. I have nothing else to really do today. Like, I'm annoyed. So I'm just like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, I drank all this water. I have to pee like every 2 minutes. Like, and for what? Like, for what? So I was just like, you know what? Like, I have an inability to know when it's just been enough and to go home. I don't know when to go home. Okay, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go back to the center and I'm gonna try to donate there, because whatever, I have nothing else to do for the rest of the day, I may as well, and I'm not a quitter. I drive back to the center. I kept missing exits to get there. So it just, the drive was longer. Finally get there, get in the line, waiting in the line. The line had gotten a lot shorter at this point, but the waiting room was still crazy. And I get up there. The guy starts like working on me. He starts like pricking my finger to take my vitals. Excuse me. He like poked my finger to draw my blood to start taking my vitals and started wrapping the blood pressure on me. Then he noticed on the screen it said something. So it said somebody already tried to access your account. Something weird's going on. And I was like, yeah, like, oh my gosh, I wonder what that is. But then I admit, and I'm like, okay, I went to another center. I had to explain the story to him, and he did not understand what I'm saying. Ultimately, he ended up telling me that I couldn't donate because I left the building after doing the questionnaire, which I guess is fair. It's fair. So I was just like, okay. And he said I can come back tomorrow, and I was like, well, I still get the $90 though, because, and he was like, technically no, because it's the start of the week, so you wouldn't. And I was like, okay. So I left, and I just went to my car, and I was just like, I felt so stupid. I drove back and forth. Ultimately, I ended up just going home. I got a Dairy Queen Blizzard on the way home to make myself feel better, and that, I ended up not liking that because those are low-key nasty. Like, I'm sorry, but they're just too sweet. I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm just defeated. I just went home and crawled in the bed and took a long nap. That's what I did. And then, yeah, so my lesson, honestly, is to, and the funny thing is I ended up being late anyway, so it's like technically I could have still done it had I not gone to that other center and tried, well no, had I just stayed at that center and just waited in the line, I would have been fine. The time I wasted driving back and forth ended up being more time than it would have been for me to have waited. So if I would have been patient and accepted defeat that, okay, you're gonna have to wait a while, I would have been fine. So I guess the lesson is to be patient, because when you're not patient, you end up with nothing. So that was my weekend, I guess. Like, I don't know. This video's like dumb, but yeah, like I just feel so stupid. And I was like so pissed, like in the car, like honestly, but then I really got over it. I was like, whatever, like I don't care to be angry about this. Like, they like it's my fault. No, it's actually not my fault. It's my map's fault. It's the map. No, it's the map. It's not my fault. It's your fault. It's the freaking map. If the map had not done that to begin with, I some other things that you guys asked me. Somebody wanted me to just do my intro, which I don't really have a formal intro, but I guess that could be my intro. But I'll make a long video of me just saying hello. Welcome to my channel. I do get, like, I'm chewing. I get it. Honestly, I get it. It does make things sound better. Like, oh, I love it. Okay, this might be something that I end up doing from now on because I did really like the way that sounded. Thank you for recommending that because that is actually very nice. I do like it. So I think that's the end of the video. I did have one more thing that I wanted to say, that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, my internship is over basically. I have one more final presentation and then that's it. But today we had our last ever like huddle thing. We have like a group huddle at the beginning of every worksheet and the coordinator just talks about what's going on this week. And we had our last one of the week and it was just like so sad. I was so sad. I really like had a lot of fun. I feel like I was in summer camp. Like I feel like I was in summer camp. That's what it feels like. I think that's the feeling I feel. It's like whenever you're having to leave summer camp because it's over and you're sad. But I am going back next year because she did tell me that I did good on my evaluations with my managers. They said good things about me. So basically I'm getting invited back next summer. So I'm going to be able to go again next summer. So it's not that sad, but still I'm sad. And I didn't get extended, which I really wanted to get extended. But I didn't get extended, unfortunately. In my final presentation, I do have one thing to offer if I get extended. So I'm going to try that. It's a Hail Mary. I mean, may as well try one more thing. And if it doesn't work, it's fine. I will come back next summer. And hopefully next summer I can get extended. But, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I did apply to some other internships for the fall, which I don't know why I did that because I'm already on the schedule at my normal job. I'm already back on the schedule. I'm going back after next week. So I don't know why I even did that, but I did. So we'll see what comes of that because that other internship I applied to is interesting. It's like a business consulting internship, which I do have an interest in business.